Hi, my name's Soulla Christodoulou and I'm the author of The Summer Will Come. Thank you very much for joining me on this blog tour with Short Book and Scribes, and thank you of course to Nicola for obviously inviting me to do this little video. I'll just give you a little bit of background first of all on the book itself. It's set in Cyprus and then later on in London in the 1950s. It follows two families who are Greek Cypriot living on the island of Cyprus, and basically what happens is there is unrest on the island in the 1950s. A guerrilla group, EOKA, sets itself up wanting Enosis, which is unity with Greece, and in the process of that they want to release themselves from British occupation. So it follows the story of the two families and how the Troubles impact on them and how eventually they both move to London. And then in London, this is where the two families meet and their paths cross. And it follows through the trials and tribulations of living in London and eventually to their happy ending. I did lots of research in order to support the historical context of the book, and part of that research brought me to a poem by Evagoras Polychorides. He was actually a student in the 1950s who joined the EOKA movement, who wanted unity with Greece and a move away from British occupation at the time. He wrote a poem, and it's from this poem that I actually took the title of my book. So what I'd like to do is read the poem to you. It starts off, "I'll take an uphill road. I'll take the paths to find the stairs that lead to freedom. I'll leave brothers, sisters, my mother, my father, in the valleys beyond and the mountainsides. Searching for freedom, I'll have as company the white snow mountains and torrents. Even if it's winter now, the summer will come, bringing freedom to cities and villages. I'll take an uphill road, I'll take the paths to find the stairs that lead to freedom. I'll climb the stairs, I'll enter a palace. I know it will be an illusion. I know it won't be real. I'll wander in the palace until I find the throne, only a queen sitting on it. Beautiful daughter, I will say, open your wings and take me in your embrace. That's all I ask." He was actually hung for his involvement in the EOKA movement, aged 19, on the 14th of March, 1957. I'd like to now share with you an extract from the book, from the beginning of the book actually, and it's a chapter written from the point of view of Christodoulou, one of the four main characters of the story. Christodoulou crossed the beach, his feet caked in the cooling sand. Careful not to tread on the scattering of pebbles washed over it, he stepped over a mound of trawler nets and around a stack of wooden crates. He grabbed the towel he'd left by his leather flip-flops on top of a boulder and used it to roughly dry his black wavy hair. He shivered as the ruffling breeze on the back of the setting sun kissed his damp skin. His eyes were bleary, stinging from the saltiness of the water, and he blinked a few times to clear his cloudy vision. He blew into his hand and wiped his snot on the towel. Clearing his throat, he spat onto the dry sand. He pulled on his t-shirt, put on his watch hidden beneath it, and slipped on his flip-flops. He felt the warm sand stick to his toes and wriggled them to dislodge some of the grains. Rolling his towel haphazardly lengthways, he hung it around his neck and ambled towards his green Vespa, hidden by the brambles and overgrown wilderness which skirted the dirt track leading from the beach to the main road. He picked up his wallet, still on the motorcycle seat where he left it, and rearranged his college books which protruded from the makeshift storage box he had secured to the back of his moped. The snap of a broken twig alerted him to someone close by. Christodoulou strained his eyes in the low light. As he stared across the wilderness, domineered by huge rocks and mounds of debris. A shadowy figure ducked behind one of the overgrown, tangled bushes behind a discarded bench. "Ella," he called out. "Who's there?" An involuntary shiver ran along his spine like a slithering grass snake. He knew he was being watched. He felt the hair stand erect on his arms and the back of his neck. He fought against sickening nerves. He walked with a determined stride in an effort to quash his anxiety towards the cluster of brambles, and as he got closer, tiptoed with caution. From where he stood, he spied two shadows, crouched still. He edged forward towards the hazy light. The humming of whispering drenched the air. Someone hauled themselves to their feet with a groan. Christodoulou let out a sigh of relief. He recognised the back of Bandeli's head between the sparse zigzags of the thorny bushes, the distinct bald patch above his left ear a dead giveaway. "Bandeli," he called out, his voice edgy, still his eyes transfixed. Someone shot off. He saw the back of a girl, a flash of a brown dress, a pale blue scarf over her head, and a tan leather satchel over her shoulder. She clambered over the rocks like a wild hare towards the main road. She didn't look back. He waited with bated breath, his heart thumping in his chest, the saline air around him filled with dust. "Bandeli." "Yes, it's me," Bandeli said as he revealed himself from his thorny hideaway, clearing his throat and brushing dry earth from his palms and then his knees. "What you doing?" Christodoulou asked. "You frightened the life out of me." "Sorry, I was meeting Gaderina." His cheeks reddened. "Gaderina?" "Yes." "Why here? Why are you hiding?" "It's complicated. Her father doesn't approve of me." "Since when?" "Since I joined EOKA." "EOKA?" Christodoulou knew about EOKA, Ethniki Enosis Cypriot Agnoniston, the national organisation of Cypriot fighters. The initials splashed in thick, dull red paint tarnished the sides of buildings in Limassol and the crossroads leading into the village. Desolation took hold amongst the people of Cyprus and more recently in Ios Dichonas. I hope you enjoyed the short extract that I just read out. I'd like to again thank you all for listening, and I hope very much that you all enjoy reading The Summer Will Come just as much as I enjoyed writing it.